Hello and welcome to another AI video. My name is Amir Khan, and in this video we will be creating one AI agent that will be working like a virtual assistant for us. And the role of the virtual assistant will be to access our Google Calendar and to reschedule the appointments or to create new appointments, make any modifications to our Google Calendar. So for that we will be using different applications. So this is what basically will be creating. So it's like the full automation for the AI agent, and again the role of the AI agent will be the virtual assistant. So for this we will be using the platform that is called the N8N. So this platform is being used to develop the AI workflows and AI automation. So different examples are already available on their website, so you can use these templates for your projects. And then in the documentation there are different use cases available, different integration examples available, so you can check their website. So once you will sign in to N8N, you will get initially 14 days trial period, and you can do all type of work in those 14 days, and later on if you want to continue you can use their paid services. Okay, so that is one of the platform we will be using. Secondly, for any AI agent, it must be linked to one of the large language model like ChatGPT, DeepSeek or Llama or any other type of large language model. So for this example, we will be using the DeepSeek. So how we can get access to DeepSeek? For that, we will be using another platform that is called Groq. So Groq Cloud is the platform. This is their website. So you can go there and create your account. Once you will go there, you will be able to create the API key, and you can use different type of large language models. For example, you can use DeepSeek, you can use Llama. So different large language models are available there. So this is the second platform we'll be using. And the last thing you will need is the Google Calendar. So for your Gmail account, it's already have the Google Calendar application. You can just create different appointments, and then using the chatbot or using the AI agent, we can then query that do we have an appointment, and if you want to make any modification to our existing appointments or to reschedule. So all of that work will be possible using all of these platforms. So let's begin. And so the first thing you will have to do is to visit the website, and that is N8N. You will sign in, and once you will sign in, you will end up at their homepage, which will be the overview. And initially you will have you'll not be having any project or any information on the main screen. So the first thing is to create a workflow. So you will click here, create a workflow. So before we begin the example, let's have a quick review of the large language model that we are going to use. So on the Groq cloud, we will be using the DeepSeek. So there are different versions available for the DeepSeek. So we'll be using this DeepSeek 70B, 70 billion parameters. You can use any other type of large language model. And for any large language model, one of the important thing here is the system prompt. So the purpose of the system prompt is to inform the large language model that what is the role that LLM is going to perform. For example, we can say that you are an Italian restaurant owner. Okay, Italian restaurant owner. Okay, so you are an Italian restaurant owner. That is the system prompt. Okay, and all right, so we'll submit this prompt. Okay, so we specified in the system prompt that you are an Italian restaurant owner, and then the prompt was that what do we have for a dinner. So here we have the full menu, and this is all Italian. Okay, because again, the large language model understands that the role or the main function is that the LLM is the restaurant owner, Italian restaurant owner. So that is how important the system prompted. It totally changes the thinking and the approach for any query that you will be submitting to the large language model. So, but we'll not be using the large language model on directly on the cloud, on the Groq cloud. In fact, what we will do is from the Groq platform, we will go there to the API keys. Okay, and once you click on the API keys, you can create your own API key. So if you don't have any API key available, you just click there on create API key and give it any name, copy and paste to Notepad or any other secure place. So that is all we need for the Groq cloud. So for example, you click there on create API key, just call it new API, and then you just click here on submit. So let it finish the verification whether I am a human or not. All right, so that is the success, and you click submit. So this is the new API. So again, you don't need to display or to show this API to anyone. You just copy and paste it somewhere. I will delete it after this video, and that's it. So once you will create your API key, we will now start our work, and we will start creating our first AI agent that will be working like a virtual assistant. So you will sign in to n8n and you will be on this overview screen. So initially you will not have any project. It will be all blank there. So you will click here on create workflow. That is the first step. And the very first thing you will do here is you will have a plus sign in the middle. Okay, or you can click on the top right on this plus sign. So same thing. So you click there, plus sign, and you can create the first instance or the first trigger, that what will be the first thing in the whole automation process. Okay, so there are different options available. For example, if we say that trigger manually, okay, so that is one of the option available here. Or you can again click on the plus sign on app event. So on any app, if some event occurs, so that will be the first thing in the whole automation. Or we can click here on chat message. Okay, so on chat message is when chat message received. So that is what we will be continuing with. So you click there on chat message, which means that there will be a user interface like a chat GPT, and a user will enter a message. So whenever that message will be received, so that is going to be the first step for this AI automation. All right, so that is the first step. So we'll not rename it, we'll just leave it as it is. And then there are different settings, so we'll just leave these things as it is, will not change. Optionally, if you want to allow file uploads, so that is also possible. Allow MIME types, so all of these things are possible, but we will leave everything as it is. And then we will click here on outside of this screen at the top anywhere. So that is the first thing that we have added, when chat message received. Okay, all right, now this is the first step in our automation. Now if we click here on chat, okay, if we click here on chat, and if I type something, for example hello, and press enter, all right, so you can see here that a check mark, which means everything worked fine. But definitely we are not going to get any output there, because there is nothing to follow after this message. Okay, so whenever there will be a prompt like hello or any other type of prompt, so what will be the next thing to do? So we will continue with the next step for this automation. So we will click here on the plus sign, and we will add the next component. So again, different options available. For example, if we click here on flow, so we can create different filters, or we can create different routes, that if the message is about online booking, then take the different route. Or if the message is about for example schedule, or anything else, or any general query, so take a different route. So we can create different if conditions as well, or different filters as well. But what we will do, we will click here on advanced AI. Okay, and from advanced AI we will click here on AI agent, because we will hand over the whole query to our AI agent. Okay. All right, so we will click on AI agent, and different options available. And so again, which type of agent we want to continue with. So we will continue with the first one, which is the tools agent. And source for the prompt connect chat. Okay, everything stays as it is, no need to change anything. And later on, what we will do here, for example, we have here the system message. Okay, now this is going to be important, and we will come back to this step in a while, and then we will change this whole system message. So again, if you recall, in the example, we gave a system message to, like, you are an Italian restaurant owner, so that kind of system message needs to be provided, so that the LLM knows, or the agent knows, that the LLM basically is working as the scheduling agent or the virtual assistant. But for the time being, we will leave it as it is. Okay, so nothing to be changed here. And again, we will click here outside. So we have one AI agent. Now for any AI agent, there are three things. One is going to be the chat model. This is must, like ChatGPT or DeepSeek. Then you need to allocate the memory, and this is also important, that each and every agent also needs to have access to certain tools, like more than one tool, and then AI agent will automatically determine that which tool to be used for any specific prompt. All right, so the first thing that we will do is we will work on the chat model. So we'll click here on chat model, and which chat model we are going to use. So we are going to use a DeepSeek, but that will be accessed through Groq. So we'll look for the Groq chat model, click there. So for the first time, you may not have any Groq account available, so you will have just this option to create a new credential. So you again select the DeepSeek model, and there, instead of Groq account, you will not have any information. So click there on create a new credential, and for the Groq, to create a new Groq account, you will have to enter this API key. Okay, so you just paste the API key which you copied from the Groq platform, the new API key that you created, and you will have this Groq account. So you can rename it. I'll just leave it as it is. So this, on my machine, it is Groq account 2, and this is the API key. So this will allow us to access the Groq, and from Groq we can access the DeepSeek. So we'll just click save. All right, and connection tested successfully, and we will just close it. And again, make sure we are using the DeepSeek. Number of maximum tokens, so again, it's optional. You can either delete it, or you can just leave it as. So again, it's up to you. These are all optional things, but the important thing is the model and to create the account. And for the account, you need to have the API key. So that is the first thing that we will be doing. And then if we click here on add options, okay, so maximum number of tokens. Okay, let's continue with the same default information, and the sampling temperature. So the temperature basically is between 0 and 1. So if you go for 0 as the temperature, which means the output will be very generic output and very to the point, very much to the point, based on what you are asking. But if you are giving the temperature more than 0, let's say closer to 1, which means the output will be generated randomly, and there will be some random information, or basically the large language model will take some risks and will give the output which could be out of context in some cases. So the better thing is to make it closer to 0. So let's go for 0.2. So that step is done. Okay, so this is the Groq model that we are using. Okay, other than that, now for example, let's do a chat, and before that we can save. Make sure you save after every step. So let's have a chat, and let's see what answer will get back. So hello. Okay, now because we have now access to one of the large language model, which is the DeepSeek, so now we can get some replies from the large language model. Okay, so this is the thinking part. Okay, so this is what's happening in the DeepSeek, that you can also look into the thinking part, that what the large language model is thinking, and then you can also view the final output. So this is what the model is saying, that okay, the user just said hello, so I should respond in a friendly and approachable way and all that stuff. And this is the exact output. So hello, how can I assist you? Okay, and now we can ask any general question. So let's say, what is Java? Okay, so let's see what will be the output. Okay, so this is the output. So Java is a high-level object-oriented language by Sun Microsystems and each and everything. So now currently, what we have done is we have just linked our automation with a large language model like ChatGPT or any other large language model, and we are doing a basic conversation. So currently, it is not like an agent. Agent means that when we want to add some extra functionality to our large language model, and for that we will have to add different tools. Okay, now for example, if I say that do I have any appointments today? Okay, so let's see what will be the output. Okay, all right, the user asking if there is any appointment. Okay, I cannot access their personal data, so I need to let them know that. All right, fine. So this is the output. I don't have access to a personal calendar. So this is what the exact thing is. I don't have access to a personal computer or schedule. So that is the limitation of any large language model, that they don't have access to the real-time data or any live data. So whether it is ChatGPT or Llama or any other large language model, it will not be possible for them to perform these kind of tasks. Okay, or for example, if I say that what is the weather today for New York, let's say. Okay, yeah, the most common weather. So again, it's not giving us the output, but just letting us know that how to get. So Google provides and all that. So again, they don't have access to the real-time data. It is just showing us the methods. You can go to the weather.com and all that stuff. So they don't have access to the real-time data. Now so this is basically is the reason that why we need the AI agents. So remember that AI agent basically means that we are adding some additional functionality to the large language models which they are not currently capable of. So one example we saw, that if I say, like I said before, that please reschedule my appointment, so they don't have access to any kind of that information about my calendar and all that stuff. So now is the time to create or to convert our large language model into an AI agent. So for that, the most important thing is to give them access to different tools. So for that, we will click here on tools. Okay, and we'll have to give them access to Google calendars. So that is Google calendar tool. All right, so basically what we'll do here, you will have to sign in to your Gmail, and once you sign in to your Gmail, let me go back. And what I will do here, that for today, so today is 23rd of Feb. So for today, I have created one appointment. So that is like call Sarim. And then for tomorrow, okay, so for tomorrow, we'll see later on. But for today, this is what I have here. This is the title, call Sarim, and date and time and everything. And then let me change it to call Sarim for dinner. Okay, so that is what I have here. Save. So again, if I open, so this is what I have called Sarim for dinner, and this is for today. So you can just create something like this on your Google Calendar. All right. Then, so what we did there in the tools, we clicked on the tools and we selected Google calendars. Okay, now for Google calendars, the first thing we'll have to do is to click here on create new credential. We'll have to click here on create new credential, and then you will have to click here on sign in with Google. So once you click on sign in with Google, so you will select your account, any account that you already have for Gmail. You click there, you enter your password or any other way of authentication, and that's all you need. So you will sign in with the Google account, and so you will have the account available. So it will have a name there. All right. Then, so once you will have the Google authentication, the next step is the tool description. So you just leave it as it is, set automatically. And in the resource, you go with event. Okay. And for the operation, you can go here for get many. Okay. For the operation, you will go here for get many. Okay. And then you will have to select the calendar from the list. So you select a calendar and then you go here for your Gmail account. So this calendar will be selected, which is part of your Gmail account. Okay. And then how many items will be returned back? So again, it's up to you. I'll go just for 5. So it will just give me 5 appointments as the output, and you can leave it as it is. So this basically is within 1 week. So from today till next week, so within 7 days, it will show all of the appointments. You can change it to the whole month or any other duration. Okay. So again, important thing is, so let me show you again. So you click on the plus sign, then you select the Google Calendar, and for the Google Calendar, you click for the credential, and if there is nothing, you just click here on create new credential, select your Gmail, enter the password, and go with these settings. Set automatically event, get many, and select your Gmail account from the list. So that calendar will be accessed, and give any limits. Okay. So that is all right. Now, so we have given access to one of the tool to our AI agent. So we have added one tool here, and as we discussed that we can now access different events. So again, if we try and let's see whether it is working fine or not. So do I have anything for today? So we can see that it is running everything. Okay, all worked fine. So here we have the output. So you have an event today at this time. So, and if we look at the calendar, so this is what we have for today. All right. So what we have again, just to recap what we have done so far. So this is where this whole automation will start, and then the whole thing will be handed over to the AI agent. AI agent will have access to the DeepSeek model using the Groq API, and then the AI agent will determine that which tool to use. So currently, AI agent has access to just one tool, and that is it is able to extract the information from the Google Calendar. And again, if I show you one more time, so we are using an account, and tool description is set automatically, and operation is get many. So that is simply to get the information from the Google Calendar, and you will specify from which Gmail account you want to get the information. Okay. All right. Then since the purpose of this virtual assistant to make any changes to existing events or to reschedule the existing events, which means we'll have to add one more tool. And but before we add one more tool, one important thing we'll have to do is to allocate the memory to the AI agent. So we'll click here on memory, and we will select the first option, that is the easiest method. So this is Windows buffer memory, which means the Windows memory or the memory from the RAM will be allocated, and we will not make any changes. We will just leave everything as it is. So here it will remember the last 5 conversations in the large language model, and we'll just click outside here. So we have here the memory part. All right, and we will click save. And now we will add the last final part, which means now the AI agent will be able to access our events and then make the changes to the existing event. So for that, we'll click one more time to the tools and we will select the Google Calendar tool. And again, we will select the existing account, which we already have, because in the last step we created a new credential, so we will be using the same credential. We don't need to create a new one. Tool description set automatically. Resource will use event. This is important that in the operation, last time we used get many, but this time we'll be making some changes to the existing event. So we will click on update, and then from calendar we will select our Gmail. Okay, now another important thing here is to specify the event ID, that for which event we want to make the changes. Now we cannot manually enter the event ID since we will be during the conversation. We don't know what is the event ID. So this needs to be extracted dynamically by the system. So for that, what we will do here, we will click here on expression. Okay. We will click here on expression and we will type one JavaScript. So expression basically means that we will have to type the JavaScript, and I will show you in a while that what JavaScript we need to enter. But before we do anything, you just click outside this small window and save. Okay. And one thing I want to show you that if you click on the Google Calendar, which we already have created, you will see the response on the right side of the window. So we have different options like table, JSON, and schema, different formats of the output. Now you can see here that if you click here on JSON, for example, okay, so this is the output we are getting. So we have at the top level the response, and within response in the brackets we have this ID. So these are the fields that we need to extract. So if you want to get the ID, like the event ID, so you'll have to specify that we need to get the ID. It will give this ID for any specific event. This is the summary, this is the date, time, end, okay, start, and all of the information there. Okay. So these are all the fields. So if you want to access the ID, you'll have to go through response and then ID. So just keep this thing in mind, because this is what we are going to specify in the JavaScript. So if we look at the schema, again the same thing, response and then ID. In the table as well, same thing, response and then we have ID, and like summary and all the other fields. Okay. So again, make sure you save at each and every step. So let's go back to the new tool that we are just creating here, and if we double click, so again this is the tool we'll be using to update the existing events. And for event ID we will select the expression, and now we will type the JavaScript. So in order to type the JavaScript, we'll start with the double curly braces, and we will specify here $fromAI. Okay, $fromAI. And then within these brackets we will specify the name of the field. So event ID, as we just saw, it is called as ID. Okay, then comma, then again the parenthesis, and we will write the description. So if you look here, so this is the name from AI, and in the brackets first thing we specified key, this is ID, and the description. Okay, now we will write the description so that the large language model will know exactly what we are trying to find. So we can say that the ID in the response, so we saw in the JSON response at the top level, so response I dot ID. Okay, so this is how we will write of the event in memory. Okay, so from AI, the ID in the response I dot. So again, after response there is no space, so it is like a single word of the event in memory. So this is how we will get the event ID dynamically using the JavaScript. So make sure you click here on expression and then write this thing. So you will get access to the event ID. Okay, now which field you want to update? Okay, this is another important thing. So now let's say we want to update the description of the event. Later on we will see how we can update the start and end of the event, start and end dates. So let's say we want to first in this step we want to update the description. So for that, again, we cannot enter the hard coded description because we'll write the description in the user interface. So for that we will also write an expression which will be the JavaScript. And the expression for the description we have, again, we will start with the two curly braces and the same thing, $sign from AI, and then in the brackets, what is the name of the field? The name of the field is description. Okay, comma, again, then we will write the description. So it is, we will say that the original, let me see, I cannot see what I'm typing. Okay, the original description in the response I dot description of the event from memory. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, from a description, this is the name of the field, the original description in the response dot description of the event from memory. All right, so in this step we'll just be updating the existing description of the event, and this is how we'll get the event ID. So we have specified the second tool, and the different thing in the second tool we have is the operation we are using is update, and this is the JavaScript we written for in order to get the event ID, and the updated field is description. So, and that is the JavaScript to specify the description, the new description that we are going to add in our existing event. So we will click outside here, and we can see that we have created the whole setup, the whole automation for our AI agent. All right, so this is the full functionality of our agent. So this is where the whole process will start, and the prompt will be handed over to the AI agent, and then later on to one of the language model. In our case, it is the DeepSeek, and then the agent will forward the request either to the Google Calendar for getting the event information, or to the next tool that is responsible for making any modification. And currently we are just modifying the description of the existing events. So if we look at our event here, so the description is call Sarim for dinner. Okay, so this is what we are trying to change using the prompt. So if we click here on chat, so let's see, do we have anything for today? Is there anything for today? And press enter. So we can see that it is getting the information. Yeah, so here's an event found for today. These are all the information. Okay, so let me know if you'd like more details or further assistance. So now what I will do, I will ask the agent to make the modification. Please change description to call David for dinner. Okay, and let's see what will happen. Okay, so we are getting an error because we might want to make some modification to the system prompt as well. So it seems that error during execution, ensure that the event ID is correct. So event ID, again, not able to get the event ID. So if we double click here, so we can see that it is not able to get the exact event ID. So it is just a sample 1 2 3 4. This is not the right event ID, but the description it is able to get, which is called David for dinner, but it has not changed. It has not changed there, but it was able to read it properly. But the problem with the event ID, it is must. So we need to know that for which event we are talking about. So what we will do is, let me close this log, and we will go here to the AI agent, double click, and here we have the system message. So how to get the system message? So again, if there is nothing, you can just click here on add option, and then you click here on system message. So default is you are a helpful assistant, but we are not going to use the default one. In fact, what we will do, we'll just write some information there. So you are a helpful assistant, okay, that's fine. Then go to the next line, and we will say, now another thing is, before we make anything, just change this to expression as well, because we are going to use a little bit of JavaScript. So change it to expression, and then say that today is, then two curly braces, dollar sign, and now. So now will give us the today's date. So today is this, and then press enter, go to the next line, and then this is what we will specify here, that when I ask to modify or reschedule an event, please respond in valid JSON. I will write all this the system message in the description as well. So it is always respond in valid JSON and return the exact fields. And return the exact fields, and the fields are ID, comma, start, and because later on we'll be using start and end as well, and description, and description exactly as keys in JSON. Okay, and always remember and display the event ID from response I.id. Okay, so this is, I will just copy. Okay, so this is the system message. Okay, so you are a helpful assistant, and to make sure it is getting the right date, and then this is the helper prompt. So when I ask to modify, so this basically is to make sure that it will get and save and remember the event ID. So this is important. Okay, so this is the system message, and I will go out here and make sure you save. Okay, and so I hope this will work fine, and let's try to give it a go. So let's click here on chat, and we will reset everything. Okay, so hi, anything for today, and you can see it is running. Okay, giving us the information. Okay, so you have an event schedule for today. Now it is giving us the event ID as well, which means it has, it is working fine. So you have an event for today, event ID, star, description, call sign for dinner, everything. Let me know if you want to modify or reschedule. Now okay, so it is asking us, do we want to modify? So I'll say that please change description to call Sarah for dinner. Okay, and before we click enter, or before we submit this prompt, so I'll show you one more time. This is what we have called Sarim. Okay, and now we'll see, please change the description, submit, and it's running. Okay, this is also running fine. Okay, good. So what is the message we have? Okay, so please change the description. Okay, so ID, everything is fine. Okay, so we can basically see here that there is no error, and we can also look at the log and all these information. Okay, yeah, so this output, human, hi, anything for today, AI gave us this output. Okay, and we can see all these steps. So if we go to the last step, okay, if we go to the last step, and then you can read each and everything. Please see in the description, and this is the output. Now if we go back and if we double click, so we can see here, call Sarah for dinner. So the description has been changed successfully. Okay. All right, great. Now in the next step, we will add the functionality to reschedule this event. Instead of just changing their description, if we want to reschedule it, so that functionality can be added. And for that, we don't need to add a new tool, because we'll just use this existing tool, the second one that we added. So if we double click here, so everything remains the same, update and everything. ID, again, this is very important, and we added a field that we want to update, that is the description. But now we want to add one more field, that is the start and end. So we'll click here on start. Okay, and again, make sure you click on expression, because we want the start to be dynamic based on the prompt in the large language model. All right, so for the start, the prompt, the JavaScript that we will be writing here, again, almost the same thing. So $, from AI. Okay, and the field is start in the double quotes, comma. Okay, and then we'll write a user-friendly description. So that is the original start date time, the original start date time. Because if you look at the right side, so this is the response. Okay, the ID. Now we are looking for the date time. So this is the name here, date time. Okay, so this is what we are saying, the original start and date time in the response. Okay, where it is in the response, and then we can see all the fields. So in the response, I dot start of the event from memory. So this is for start, and then we will add for the end as well. But before we do that, I will just go outside and save. Okay, and then come back. All right, so just description and start, and now we'll add one more field, that is the end. Okay, the end, almost the same. So again, if we click here on fixed, so we can specify the end date. But again, that we don't want. We want the end date to be dynamic based on the query. So I just copied the start JavaScript, and I will just paste it here, and I'll just make the modification. So this is the end, the original end date time in the response, end of the event from memory. So again, for start, you just change it to end. The rest of the thing will remain the same. All right, so that is the end, that is the start, and that is the description. All right, so these are the fields that we want to update for this event ID. Okay, and we'll go out and save. Okay, and we will reset everything. And so this is the whole process. Okay, and let's see what we have here. So this is for today. Now we'll try to reschedule this thing. Okay, it's working, and the output we have is okay, fine. Okay. To modify or reschedule and the new start and end dates, we provide the updated times. Okay, fine. And here are the current available information. Call Sarah for dinner, please. Okay, fine. Okay, so please change it to tomorrow. Okay. Please change it to tomorrow. And again, let's have a look at the calendar. This is today, 23rd of Feb. And if we go here, please change it to tomorrow. That's the only thing. I'm not saying which event or anything, because from the context it knows which event I'm talking about. So please change it to tomorrow, press enter, and you can see things are running and everything is fine. Okay, now if we go back to calendar, so you can see here it's already changed for tomorrow, 24th of Feb. Okay, all right. So, and here we have in the description as well. So this is the fully functional AI agent that is working like a virtual assistant. And now we will try this AI agent using a web interface like any other large language model. So for that, we'll click here on the first item, which is when chat message received. Double click there, and you just click here on make chat publicly available. And just click here on the hosted chat. And the initial message, you just put any initial message. I will say that my name is Amir. How can I assist you today? And make sure you copy this URL. Okay, once you copy the URL, then another thing you'll have to do is to click on this toggle bar inactive to change it to active. Click on got it. Okay, and now we'll be using this agent in the web interface. But before we do that, let's go back to our calendar, and we can see that currently we don't have any event in our calendar. So what I will do here, I will add an event for let's say 11 a.m. double click, and I will say that call school. Okay, call school for classes, anything. All right, and just save it. This is for tomorrow. Now let's go back to the browser. So we already have copied the URL. Open the new browser, paste the URL. All right, so hi there, my name is Amir. How can I assist you today? And hi, anything for tomorrow? All right, so here's the event schedule for tomorrow. All this information, including the event ID, for school for classes. Now I will ask the agent to reschedule it for today. So again, let me show you the calendar. So this is for tomorrow. So please reschedule. Okay, let me check this schedule. Okay, please reschedule it for today. All right, so let's check. Okay, so it has been rescheduled for today. That's fine. And so again, so this is how this whole thing will work. And this is the complete AI agent from scratch. So again, we have allocated one chat model, which is the DeepSeek using the Groq platform. We allocated a memory, and we are using two different tools. One is to get access to all of the events from the Google Calendar, and the second tool is to make some modifications to the description or to the dates of our events. So I hope this video is going to be beneficial for your AI work, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.